Caleb with Brownells here. Today we're going to be installing the Enhanced Safety on the Mossberg 590 Shockwave. Now this kit here will fit on the 500, the 590, the 835, and also the Shockwave series. Let's get started. So let's start by clearing the shotgun. Good there. I'm going to go ahead and set it upside down in the vise here. And what we're going to need to do, since this has the boom kit on it, we'll need to start by removing the brace assembly. So for that, first we'll loosen the set screw in the rear. It doesn't need to come all the way out, just far enough so that it's not contacting the receiver extension. So from here, we can take our standard AR-15 castle nut wrench, loosen the castle nut. Back that off just a bit, and now we can unscrew the receiver extension. And that's it for the brace assembly. And now we can remove our pistol grip. Now we can set the pistol grip aside and remove our trigger assembly. Push that pin out. Lift up and to the rear. We can remove our shell latches, get those out the way. Now if you'll notice, the safety assembly itself has a screw that goes down through the top, and that's connecting the bar on the bottom. We're going to need to make sure that that's properly orientated during the reassembly process. Put the receiver back into the vise, this time facing upward. And you'll need a good screwdriver bit that fits that slot tightly, or you're going to have a hard time getting that screw out. So as I unscrew this top screw, I just need to make sure I retain that bar on the bottom so it doesn't get lost. And once that screw's undone, you have your safety button, the screw, you'll have a plate, your detent, and your spring. Careful not to lose these small parts. And then from here, coming out the bottom, it's going to be the bottom half of that safety assembly. We'll set this aside for now. Now that we have the old safety removed, we can go ahead and begin installation on the new one. We'll start by positioning the spring and detent. Now, free tip here, I like to use a thick grease as an adhesive during this process so that the small parts don't get lost. Here, I'm using the Action Lube Plus, but any thick grease will work just fine. So I'll dip the spring in it there and insert it into its hole. That grease will keep it nice and steady while I install the rest of the parts. Same thing with the detent. Put just a dab of grease on the tip of it there. That way it doesn't roll off that spring. From here I'm going to get the safety, the plate, and the screw properly oriented. I'm going to insert the screw through the top of the safety. Now with this part ready to go, I'm going to take the bottom half of the safety and make sure it's properly oriented. You want to make sure that that leg's curving towards the rear of the receiver or your safety won't function properly. Insert that through the bottom channel. If you look at the safety button assembly itself, you'll notice that there's two holes in the bottom. That's where the detent's going to ride, so you need to make sure that's facing the rear of the receiver. Here, take the same screwdriver, tighten that screw back down. Get that screw nice and snug. Make sure the safety moves back and forth freely. Now we can reassemble the rest of the firearm. So what I'm going to do, flip the receiver back over. I'm going to reinstall our shell latches. Reinstall the trigger assembly. Trigger assembly pin. Push that right in. From here we can reinstall our pistol grip. Change out to our larger driver bit. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the pistol brace. Tighten down that set screw. And tighten our castle nut. And we'll do a quick function test, make sure everything's working properly. Doesn't fire on safe. Get a good hammer fall whenever that trigger's pulled on fire. Check the reset. There, everything's working great. Now, I'll also mention that most Mossberg safeties from the factory come with a Polymer Safety. The Brownells upgraded safety is made out of metal, nice and durable, and offers a good raised portion for positive control of the safety. That's all there is to it. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.